Most people don't think about power until it's gone. One storm, one fire, one overloaded grid, and suddenly everything goes dark. Panic sets in for the unprepared, but not for everyone, because those who prepare know the difference between panic and peace. They don't wait for disaster, they act before the chaos begins. They stay ready, so they never have to get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I spent the first 16 years of my life with limited to no electric power. Constant outages. We experienced the spoilage of food on the daily basis. Most people read this type of things on books. Unfortunately, I actually lived through it. After spending 16 years in Cuba and having so much limitation both in technology and resources, I'm here to tell you that we all have to take advantage of the technology that we have on our fingertips. I want to introduce you all to the Oupes Exodus 1200, and in my opinion, it is one of those items that everyone should have. And as you know, I don't recommend anything that I don't stand behind it 100%. First, let's see what the Oupes comes with, let's do some testing, and at the end of the video, let's see whether or not this will be beneficial for you. Unboxing. The package itself does come with a very robust packaging. The unit itself only weighs a little over 23 pounds. However, the package did weigh 28 pounds on the dot, which makes it really easy to transport from the post office to the car. The moment you open the box, you will notice a thick foam protecting the Oupes. This is assuring. All the way from the low 48 to Alaska, things do happen. The first thing that we get is the manual. Let's put it to the side for now and let's see what else comes in the box. Let's remove the equipment itself. That way we can better see what's going on in here and what actually brings. This particular unit comes with two cables. A charger for your wall and a charger for your car. Let's put them to the side for the time being. Let's take a quick look at the unit itself. The handle seems great, the unit is well balanced. The unit is equipped with 10 outputs allowing for simultaneous charging of various devices, which in my opinion is great. And I highly recommend everybody to scan the QR code to download the Oupes app. As mentioned before, the unit does come with two cables. One is going to be for your car, and the second one is going to be for your outlets. The unit includes the manual and the warranty. Please go through it. This is one of those few manuals that are easy to read, it's very comprehensive, it has everything that you need, and I encourage everybody to actually read it. And here, for example, I am indicating where the charging ports are. This is the one for your solar panels and your vehicle, and the one next to it is for your house outlet. Additionally, I recommend everybody to read the tip attached to the unit and read through the entire manual provided. It is one of the easiest manuals that I have come across in a very long time. Testing. Now that the unboxing is done, it's time for the testing. The way that I test my equipment is basically using it on things that I own. For example, during summertime, I have to use air conditioner, believe it or not, in Alaska, because the air quality is so bad outside, especially during forest fires. So what I did is I connected the Oupes to the air conditioner that I have here in the prepper shed, and I wanted to see whether or not it will run. Now, do you remember that tip that I mentioned to you all that it was good to read it? The tip essentially says to fully drain the Oupes and recharge it again. So I was like, you know what better way to test it than just connect it to the AC and see how long it will last. So that's exactly what we did. So we are starting with a 5000 BTU air conditioner. This is drawing 795 watts, and the Exodus 1200 was charged at 67%. Therefore, on paper, it should have been 48 minutes of constant runtime. However, the actual runtime was only 35 minutes. And that is because the AC low voltage protection kicked in. And this is by no means anything bad. This is actually good. This is actually protecting your equipment. Remember, ACs consume a lot of electricity. So in reality, due to the AC battery low voltage protection, most likely out of a full charge, I will get about 60 minutes of constant runtime, which in my opinion is not bad at all. After the Oupes was fully charged, it is time now to test whether or not it can run a kettle, with water. In this case, I'm using a 1500 watt kettle and I'm boiling about 2 cups of water. That is more than enough to make coffee or hydrate a freeze-dried meal. The amount of time that it took to boil 2 cups of water was 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And the Oupes used a total of 5% to boil 2 cups of water. This may not seem very impressive due to the fact that they took 5% of the full charge. However, keep in mind that if all you have is an electric kettle, you can still eat a hot meal when others are not. Since we have 95% left, the best way to test the Oupes is by making a full meal from scratch. This is called moro, and it's a typical Cuban dish. For the purpose of not boring you all, I'm going to speed this video and see whether or not the Oupes can actually handle a meal made from scratch. And here you have it, y'all. It did handle the meal perfectly fine. It took 29% to make it, but here it is. A perfect made moro. No problem whatsoever. Again, you can have a hot meal when other people are struggling, and this is proof. Now, what else can we run in the house? Well, we are in summertime, so let's see whether or not and for how long the Oupes can run a fan. Now, I have no concerns that the Oupes will run a fan. My question is, for how long would it run it with the current percentage? At 64%, it will run it for 9 consecutive hours. And this is after we made coffee, we made a hot meal. So if you don't think this is right for you, well, let's do one final test. At 12:42, I decided to go outside and put the Oupes to charge with some old solar panels that I had. I started at 63%, and by 4:57, I was at 73%. Final thoughts. I want to say that I am truly impressed with the Oupes Exodus 1200. I use an 80 watt old solar panel to charge it. More or less about 4 hours, and I was able to harvest 9% of free power. I want that number to sink in. 9% may not seem like a big number, but remember, with 5%, we were able to boil water, therefore giving us a hot meal, whether it was going to be mashed potato, whether it was going to be peak refuel, a hot coffee. It is a morale booster. Not only that, it will give us a hot meal when other people are not having anything. And the energy source was 100% free. If you use a stove, you need to either have propane or you need to have some other fuel source. In this case, the sun provides us enough energy to give us a hot meal. Therefore, this is a win-win situation. If you wonder whether or not the Oupes Exodus 1200 is a good fit for you, I want you to consider where you are, what are you doing, and what are your plans for the future. If you live in a small apartment, the Oupes Exodus 1200 is right for you. If you are an outdoorsman, the Oupes Exodus 1200 is perfect for you. If you are off the grid, the Oupes Exodus 1200 is perfect for you. One of the most important features that the Oupes Exodus 1200 has is the UPS feature. Essentially, what this does is, if the power goes out and you have anything connected to the Oupes, it continuously runs. For me, I live in Alaska. During winter time, I am no stranger to very cold temperatures. Therefore, I heat my prepper shed with a Toyo stove. The Toyo stove requires electricity in order to run. Yes, the primary fuel is heating oil, but it does require electricity. What the Oupes does for me, it gives me 43 hours of continuous runtime. I don't know about you all, but that to me is critical. So if you have a device that requires electricity without interruption, there you go. The Oupes Exodus 1200 will be perfect. I'll tell you all something. I usually try to find bad things on a product. I have not been able to find one on this particular one. So if you are in the market for a solar generator, the Oupes Exodus 1200 may be the one for you. Check the links in the pinned comment below, and remember, those who prepare today will not struggle tomorrow. With that being said, I hope you have a great one like I was. Rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye everybody.